So I'm going to talk about some YouTube-related shit here for a second, and I'll leave a timestamp in the description if you want to get to the actual solo queuing part. But if you want to listen to me, get all fucking emotional about YouTube and shit, you can watch this first part. We hit 1,000 subscribers a couple days ago, which is pretty crazy. Since we hit that milestone, I thought it would be appropriate today to pop out with the face cam so I could talk to you guys more personally. Okay, so a couple days ago, yesterday, the day before, one of those days, we hit 1,000 subs on YouTube, which is absolutely ridiculous. All right. When I started this whole Twitch streaming, YouTube, content creator journey a month ago, I thought it would take me years to get where I am right now. Not where I am, but where we are. Because obviously I couldn't be doing this without you guys. It's not just me. It's you guys who are here with me to help me along this journey and support me and support each other. But I appreciate all you guys being here. Seriously, just watching this video right now means so much to me. And you guys have already shown a ridiculous amount of support for what I've been doing. And I just wanted to thank you all. Seriously, sincerely, thank you guys for everything that you've been doing on all these different platforms to support me. So, today, we're going to be going over the best solo queue operators, and it's going to be in tier list format, alright? It took me so long to download all these goddamn images, but today, we're going to be slapping this tier list together. And this is from a PC player's perspective, which is me. I'm a PC player who is hopping between either somewhere between Gold 1 and Plat and High Plat 3, depending on when you're watching this, or hopefully higher. But I mean, not that rank matters or anything. I just thought you guys might be curious. So I'm going to be doing this list for solo queuers and only solo queuers because some of these operators have very different, applications in solo queue versus 5-stack. So this tier list is meant for solo queuers. Okay. All right. First, let's start off with some S tier solo queue operators. All right. So I'll probably put Mira up in the top in the S tier. So much utility just in her loadout. She has that vector. That thing's insane. Fire rate's ridiculous. Recoil's arguably controllable. The nitrocell and then the secondary shotgun, plus her main utility, her mirror window, can change the game so much. And it's all in one operator. That's why it's so good for solo queuing, because you can't play two operators when you're solo queuing. So if you pick Mira, you can do so much just by yourself alone. So that's why I think Mira's up in there, because she can make the rotates with the shotgun. She's got the nitro. She's got the mirror windows, which are absolutely crazy, and she has, I'd say she has an above-average gun, an above-average primary. All right, I'll probably throw Echo up there because, I don't want to move that. I want to move that. Perfect. I'll throw Echo up there because Echo has a ton of utility on his own, similarly to Mira, but kind of different. All right, so Echo has 2 drones, which, unless they have an IQ, they're probably not going to be getting shot out unless you really mess up. So he's great for intel. He's great for your own intel. And he's got that primary with the ACOG, the MP5, which is great. He's a great anchor. He can get impacts or barbed wire, which are both 2 really, really strong secondary gadgets. So he has the rotation ability. And then the biggest thing for Echo is that he can deny plants. So if you're solo queuing, it's just you're the last one alive, and maybe there's 10 seconds left, you can just run away and deny the plant with your Echo drones. He has so much utility just in one operator, and the plant denial with him is such a great thing. And then the intel, not just the plant denial, the intel that he comes with the drones that, really can't get shut out unless there's an IQ. But the only downside of these 2 operators is that Mira and Echo both is that they're banned often, which is an issue for these 2. All right, next we're probably going to be throwing Maestro up there. Maestro and Echo are very similar. Maestro has cams that can't get shot out unless there's a Zofia or an Ash or somebody with explosive rounds or Maverick or Sledge He requires more util to take out than an Echo drone does. So I think Maestro's great. Again, insane gun. That LMG on defense is just such a game changer, especially for solo queuers who aren't going to have someone to cover their back when, they run out of ammo and need to reload. Maestro doesn't really have to reload. 81 rounds. You can pre-fire the shit out of every single angle that you peek. His gun is insane. Now he has the shotgun pistol as a secondary, which is a really, really good addition to his loadout, which most people might not realize. But what I'll do when I go Maestro in solo queue games, I'll take the shotgun pistol to make rotations for my team, obviously, or usually just for myself, because most of the time in solo queue, my teammates are not the smartest. It's probably similar in your guys' games. I take the shotgun pistol, okay? And I'll slap some rotates down for myself, and then take barbed wire on this guy. Barbed wire plus rotates plus an insane gun plus intel is probably the most you're going to get out of an operator in Siege. And that's probably where it'll stop for the Tier S operators on defense. I'll put Smoke up there. I think Smoke is absolutely deserving of a high spot on this list. Because, again, like, so much of solo queuing is diversity in your loadout. Being able to accomplish multiple things with one character, right? Smoke has plant denial, so he can, stop plants. He has push denial with his smoke grenades, or smoke charges, whatever the hell you want to call them. Then he can bring the shotgun and the SMG-11. So he has a good close to medium range gun with the SMG, and then he has the ability to make rotations with his shotgun, which is, just an even more diverse kit. And then he can bring the shield or the barbed, which is shield is really, really good if you want to hunker down and you want to anchor up with smoke. And I'll usually be in favor, at least me personally, I'm usually in favor of anchoring when I solo queue. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's a lot harder to roam without intel from your teammates. And, losing sight is much more likely when you can't communicate with your teammates. And then retaking as a roamer is much harder. So if you kind of just chill on sight and don't have to retake because you're on sight and you're defending it. That's just my 2 cents, though. I want to say, well, it's either between Wamai or Jaeger next, okay? Because stopping those grenades is such an essential part of functioning on defense and can stop so much of the attacker's utility. But, well, maybe they could both go in the A tier. I don't know. For solo queue, I feel like I find myself playing Jaeger much less often than I do Wamai. But I'll put Wamai. I'll give Wamai A tier because he brings that deployable shield, right? His deployable shield is such a staple in his kit that it makes him. Jaeger doesn't bring the deployable shield. Jaeger cannot have a deployable shield. He's got deployable cam and barbed wire, all right, which are both really strong gadgets, by the way. But the deployable shield in solo queue is so powerful, especially combined with Wamai's primaries, which are both average, above average, whatever you want to call them. But they're both good primaries. They're both easy to control and high damage, high TTK. They're good. And then the Wamai gadget, so he can't get grenaded out of his shield. I think Wamai is an A-tier solo queuer. Obviously, I would not roam with him. I would not ever recommend roaming with Wamai because his gadgets take time to charge up. So if you're getting action immediately and you're gonna need to rotate out of your spot and your Wamai's already down, you're probably not gonna have time to run over there and pick him up and probably get shot. So that's why I have Wamai at A tier. I'll put Melusi in A tier because I'm going through this list. I'm trying to consider that these operators are not getting banned. Melusi, I think that we'll see a Melusi nerf, another Melusi nerf coming in the very, very near future from Ubisoft. She's just so ridiculously powerful right now. It's like she has 3 pieces of barbed wire with better effects that make more noise than barbed wire. I don't know. She's a ridiculous operator right now. Strong guns, insane gadget, almost unbalanced gadget. I'll slap her in the A tier for now, but I have a feeling once the nerf comes in, she'll be more around C. You know what? I'm actually going to put Kapkan up here in the A tier. Okay? Now, this might be a surprise to a lot of you guys, because I know Kapkan isn't thought of as a viable operator these days, but in solo queue, I feel like there's an argument to be made in his favor. Right? In competitive play, Kapkan, not Captain, In competitive play, Capkin is almost never the play. Okay, but in solo queue, he has 5 of those traps, which, that's a lot of utility. I feel like when everyone was getting nerfed, you guys remember back when Doc and Rook lost that damage on their MP5? Everyone. I feel like everyone's utility just got nerfed in this game. I feel like Capkin survived. Like, that was in the same time where Cav's pistol was getting, all those damage nerfs and, ammo capacity nerfs, a bunch of stuff like that. I feel like Capkin's one of the few operators that survived those nerfs and is still incredibly powerful. He's kind of just, I call him slept on, maybe, because his guns, his loadout, is very powerful, okay? I wouldn't call his gun good, but it's a laser beam. That thing shoots like a gun in Call of Duty, okay? The recoil on that is not getting away from you. If you struggle with recoil control, run Capkin's gun. This thing is not gonna show you any trouble with that, all right? Those traps can alert you when an enemy is somewhere, and not only do they alert you, they'll bring the enemy down to half health, okay? Which is more valuable than a lot of people think, especially if you're not super great at hitting your headshots. That'll make an enemy a lot weaker so you can body them and, just increases your chances of winning a gunfight against someone. And late round, when things are kind of collapsing on you, those Capkin traps can really come in clutch. All right, now for B tier. Doc and Rook both at the same time, because I feel like they're both so similar that I don't have to have 2 separate explanations for them. In the competitive scene, people aren't picking Doc and Rook for their armor plates or for their stim pistol. They're picking Doc and Rook for that MP5 ACOG. So if you're a stronger shot and you can reliably pick up frags on defense without roaming, I wouldn't roam with. I would try to avoid roaming in general in a solo queue. If you're a good shot, both of these operators are fine solo queuers, but they don't provide a lot of util. They don't have very diverse kits. They're very frag heavy, right? These guys can't really function without getting kills. A good example of that is Ashe, right? She doesn't bring much to the team unless she's popping off, right? She's getting early picks, entry frags, getting control of the map early on. These guys are similar to that. If you're not getting picks with them, you're not doing as much as you could be for your team. That's why these guys aren't up here. I'll throw Mozzie and Valk, okay, in here with these two. If I'm going to talk about this, I'll put Mute in there as well. All right, for B tiers. I might even raise Mute up to the A tier, except for his secondary gadgets, which kind of limit him. The deployable cam and nitro are both okay. He's intel denial. Or intel. He's kind of both. He's a strange operator, right? He takes their intel, which is drones, and uses it for him. Same with Mute. He's intel denial. And I would even consider putting Mute above Mozzie here because he has the kit diversity. Again, the shotgun, make those rotates. The SMG-11, if Mute didn't have the SMG-11, he would be in the C tier, I think. I think he would be above Mozzie. I mean, below Mozzie. And if Mozzie had a secondary shotgun, he would be up here. Valk, she's intel. You don't need to rely on your dumb teammates to make the callouts anymore. You can throw your cams in places that you need to watch and watch them yourself. Okay, that's why Valk's a killer op. Her guns are weaker. C tier, I'm going to throw Lesion in there. Because he got nerfed and that initial damage is taken away. Also, you can't see where the goo mines are getting placed anymore. Like, you used to be able to see them through walls when you were Lesion. So if one got triggered, you would know exactly where it was, basically. They took that away, so you kind of have to think about where your goos are going now. And that's a lot to take into consideration when you're solo queuing, because there's a lot of other things going on. T5, SMG, it's mediocre. I'd call it mediocre at best. And the impacts might bring up to a B tier, but I feel like his gadget got nerfed so hard that he's a C now. Ella and Vigil, okay? These two ops aren't, these are roamers. These ops were kind of, I don't know, Ella could stay sight, but I feel like Vigil to function needs to roam. For his ability to actually do something, he needs to roam off site, which isn't great in solo queuing. It can work, but it's just it's so hard to roam without intel. Usually when I roam, I'm getting call-outs from my anchors who are playing on site and who are playing on cams, and they're like, okay, there's a guy here, and then I can go push him. But in solo queue, you're not getting that. That's why Vigil isn't higher up. Now, Ella's gadget is pretty powerful right now. The reason she's here with Lesion, right, is because you can slap these bad boys down kind of wherever, and then just get intel off of them, and then her gun is insane. I'd classify Ella's gun as insane right now. For D tier, Frost, Cade. Oh wow, I completely forgot about Jaeger. I'd put Jaeger at B or C. Okay, let's talk about this before here. Let's take these two out so we can talk about them again later. I'd put Jaeger either at B or C right now. Jaeger's a roamer, right? No, that's not necessarily true. Jaeger can stay sight without negative effects on his kit, like Vigil or Caveira. He can stay sight. His gun is great. He probably has the best gun on defense right now. Maybe, MP5, Maestro's Alda 5.56. Alright, those two guns might be better. But Jaeger, his utility plus his gun make him a super strong operator. Alright, now for D. I'll put Frost there, Cade there, Bandit there, and Goyo there. Now here's my explanations for these 4 operators, okay? Frost is a weak operator in general. Her shit can get shot out so easily. I would not rely on Frost. Frost is an operator that's okay, alright? But there's people that you could be playing in solo queue that are better. I know that it's important to keep those walls and hatches closed with Bandit and Cade, alright? I know that's important. I know that's a good thing to have, to keep those goddamn hatches closed, right? But it's really hard to solo queue, to function otherwise with these 2 operators, because you're not going to be having intel with these 2 guys. You're going to be keeping the walls closed. It's not worth it to keep the walls closed if you're sacrificing it for intel in solo queue. And I know that's a selfish move, but a lot of solo queuing is being selfish. Frankly, if you're solo queuing, you want to be giving yourself the most opportunity to do the most for your team, because you know your own capabilities, okay? You don't know about your teammates, right? They could be Bolo, all right? But you don't know that yet. You don't know that until you play with them for a little while, okay? So you want to give yourself the most opportunity to, to function, to get kills, deny intel, get intel, and survive, all right? These 4 operators don't do that. Goyo is good, but I feel like Goyo, you need a strat to have a good Goyo. A good Goyo strat is necessary. I feel like these operators just don't work in solo queue. Pulse, I'll put E, okay? I'll put E. All right, because he can get you intel. The only problem is he's exposed while getting intel. And if you call out to your teammates, they might not know call outs or they might not want to act on them. Castle's an F tier, okay? In solo queue, absolutely not. I don't recommend playing Castle ever. Except, unless you have, a good strat for him. If you have, a Castle strat, maybe. All right, Clash. No. Absolutely not, okay? Clash is the worst operator for solo queue in my mind. Clash, to function, needs to communicate. Clash is like a walking drone, kind of like Montaigne, okay? What's a drone without reliable teammates? If you're just droning, nothing in, I mean, you're not going to get any use out of it. And now you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Again, incredibly weak kit, okay? All right, now with Warden. He's just a bad operator in general. He's so situational that I feel like every time I've played him, I've never come into a situation. I've played Warden 3 or 4 times in ranked when I accidentally picked him or something like that, or I got auto-picked him, and not once have I ever found a use for his utility. Chanka, I hate to do it to you, but I gotta be dropping Chanka in the F tier. I'm not a memer, okay? If you guys don't know, I'm not a memer. I'm a sweaty ranked gamer, all right? I'm not fucking with Tachanka in solo queue, all right? He's not gonna be giving you any help in solo queue games. He's not gonna be doing you any favors. I'll put her in the E tier. I feel like, again, she's not gonna work against more experienced players, okay? If you're, experienced players will push in groups. They'll go together, because solo pushes don't really work in the higher ranks. In competitive play, you see a lot less solo pushes. And for Cav to work, Cav's ability is not her silent step, all right? Let me clear that up. Cav's ability is not her silent step. It's her interrogation. Okay, that's intel for your teammates. Her silent step ability doesn't even fucking work. All right, I don't know what the hell Ubisoft did with that shit. It doesn't work. But her interrogation is a good ability. It's just so uncommon. It's unreliable. All right, Alibi. I mean, the reason I put her in E tier is because of that interrogation ability. That's why she's not here in F tier. All right. Oryx, I'll put Oryx is a dude. Lol. I'll put Oryx in E tier because he can flank, all right? And he can make rotations. He has a relatively strong kit. I guess if you're a more aggressive player, Oryx makes sense, but not in solo queue. I'll be putting Alibi in the F tier, okay? This might be surprise to a few of you guys, okay? But let's look at Alibi. All right. Impacts, okay, she can make rotations. Shotgun pistol, all right. Maybe you could trade those out. But look at her utility. Her ability to, those prismas, right? It's unreliable intel, and it's situational that those things will help you. Like, again, why the hell would you play Alibi to get intel? Because remember, intel, you want intel in solo queue games. Intel is what you want in solo queue games to win. That's how you're going to win your games. Why would you play Alibi to get intel when you could be playing Maestro or Echo? Two of the strongest intel operators in the game. All right, there you go, guys. That's my operator. That's my defense solo queue operator tier list right here, okay? So if this was helpful to you in any way, you can return the favor, drop that like, smash the oh, shit, I can't talk. Smash the subscribe button. All that shit really helps me out if you want to return the favor, if you found this helpful. And again, I'd just like to thank you guys for coming by today, checking out the tier list, checking out this video, and showing your support, all right? And I couldn't be here without y'all, all right? Really, that's how it is. I stream almost every day on Twitch. Come hang out. I really enjoy getting to meet you guys from the YouTube on the Twitch, because I get to have a more personal interaction with you guys on Twitch.